Hi everyone, welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. I'm coming on to do a wee tag today because I thought, well, why not? I've not actually done a tag in, I think, years. And so yeah, I thought I would come on and make this one. So I think we're going to call this hashtag Tarot Extras or something like that. So first of all, I should explain what I mean by this. What I mean by it is, so when we get decks, there's quite often like extra cards in with it. Extra cards that are out with the standard 78 tarot cards. We might as well, I know that when in the UK, if we order from Cheryl at Oneness Emporium, she'll quite often include a wee envelope that has like just random extra cards put in. I think Beth at Little Red Tarot does the same. So these wee extras that we get in decks, that's what I'm talking about. These are the tarot extras, okay? So I suppose there's going to be two parts to this. One, so if you're like me, then you keep these wee extras. I don't put them in the bin. For years and years and years, ever since I've been buying tarot cards, I've been keeping these extras, and I've been keeping them all in this box. I just pop them in, and it kind of goes in the cupboard with my incense and all my other stuff. And the box was getting jam-packed full, and I thought, gosh, I'm really amassing a lot of these wee extras, so I thought it'd be really cool to actually look and see what I've got. So what I've done is I've gone through the box and I've separated out, so there was a couple of little white books in there, so they've gone in one pile. You get cards that are title cards. So if it's like the Morgan Greer Tarot, then there'll be a card that says Morgan Greer Tarot deck on it, That, I've separated that from actual, cards from decks. You'll see what I mean. So the cards that I'm going to show you are they're either tarot or oracle or playing cards that are actual cards from decks that are intended to be read. It's not title cards. I've left them out. I have left in cards like some decks have like blank cards and things like that, so I've left them in the mix. But I've popped them in this bag for now. So the first part to the tag is I'm going to show you all of the cards that I've got here in this kind of a makeshift deck that I've put together. And then the second part is I'm going to pull some cards with it, and we'll see whether it works as an actual deck, or we'll see if it reads like nice and fluidly, or is there a bit of a disconnect because it's obviously a bit of a jumble of different decks. So let me turn the camera down, and now that technology is behaving itself again. So these are the extra cards that I've got. It's quite a chunky deck, So I've not counted them actually, which is I'll probably do that at some point and report back with how many there are, or you can count them as we go along and tell me how many there are. I'll know what some of them are from, but there will be some where I don't know what decks they're from. So I'll try my best to tell you, what cards they are and where they've come from, but there will be some I just don't know. Let me turn on that light so you can see them a bit better. So to start off with, these are kind of extras that came with the Trionfi della Luna, and I believe these came with my original, the Marseille style Trionfi. So they're all kind of on their side. It starts with 2, so there must be a 1 somewhere. So they're quite cool. Anyone that knows me knows that I don't include extra cards in my decks. If I'm reading tarot, then it's the 78 cards from a tarot deck. One thing I should say actually, there's one. Thank goodness for that. One thing I should say is there will be some extras that aren't here because I keep them in the deck box, maybe like under the book, separate from the deck, in case I decide I want to change them out with the cards that I've got in the deck. So an example that I'll give is the Tarot of the Abyss, the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords extras. I only ever read with one Three of Swords and one Ten of Swords in the deck, but I keep the extras in that box in case I decide I want to change them out, swap them. This is the Ace of Spades. I believe this came from Patrick as well. Yeah, Deviant Moon Inc. So this is like a Deviant Moon playing card deck. This is from the Deviant Moon Tarot. I actually have this deck. Again, these are extras that came with the Triomphe. So that's an extra Judgment card, an alternative Judgment, an alternative Devil, alternative Star, and the Lightning is an alternative to the Tower card. Now, I would probably be inclined to actually change out the Lightning card, this Lightning card for the Tower card in the deck, and also the Judgment card for the Judgment card that's in the deck. However, what I've noticed is that there's a very subtle difference in the colour of the backs, and I can see it when I'm working with the deck if I've got any of the extras changed into the deck, so I don't use them for that reason, which is a shame. I think this might be a wee card from Mildred Payne's, one of Mildred Payne's decks or something. Oh, I've actually got one in my pocket here. This came just recently, so this is from the Melanated Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and that came from Beth at Little Red Tarot. I think my husband had ordered a couple of decks for me from there for my birthday, so came with that. These are some extras from Kristen's Star Rune Oracle, so an extra Ewaz, a couple of extra Ewazes. This is from Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti, so the Tree of Life, and then the 4 Palace cards, again because they're extras, so your Palace of Coins, Swords, Cups, and Wands. These, I believe, are Anima Mundi cards, and these came with, it was Diane that had, can't remember if this was when she sent me a gift or when she sent me a card. I think it was, she sent me a card and she included these in the card just as little extras, probably intended to be used as bookmarks or something. But little does Diane know that they've gone into my extras. So we've got a 2 of Pentacles and a Death card. This is it called the Da Vinci Enigma Tarot or something like that. This is just an extra card, and this basically shows, so the backs on this deck aren't all the same, but you can put them together to make basically this. So I include this, even though it's not really intended to be read as a kind of tarot or oracle. I include it because it's, to me, this is like showing the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture, zoom out a wee bit, and just look at things holistically. That's how I read this. Okay, I paused there to take off my jumper because I'm roasting. This is a blank card that came with the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum by, is it Chase Fories? So this is just a blank. The backs of that deck are just plain black, solid black, and this happens to be the blank card. Few Lenormand extras, because quite often in Lenormand decks we get extra man and lady cards. And this one had an extra child card as well. This is an extra from Robin Crutchfield from Toadstool Tarot, his deck, the Open Face Tarot, the Ghosted Edition. So he has an extra that is just the main character basically from that's shown on the back of the card. So this was an Oops card. This was from the Orphic Tarot. And I think basically it was that deck included an extra, so try to read the Greek here. Operatus Drachma, so I think that's maybe Knight, either the Knight of Coins or the Page of Coins, and it's Orpheus. I've got a feeling it's the Knight, but this was an extra. I basically had 2 Knight of Coins and was missing one of the other Knights, I think. That's another deck actually. The Orphic's a good example of one where there are actually a lot of other extras. A lot of the majors have, like there's almost another full major arcana essentially, but I keep them in the box with the deck because in case I decide I want to change them out. So this is Zane's, is this the Zany Tarot? I think this is the Zany Tarot. This is a blank card. This is an extra sun card. And then this is the I think he calls it the anniversary edition. It's basically, he made a lot of changes in the deck. And the back has this kind of a Rocky Horror type look to it. This is an extra magician card. And then the mycelium, I'm going to say, which I think is kind of like the Great Web type thing, is how I would read that. You know, the web that interconnects everything. The mycelium is like that, but like from a mushroom point of view. So that's how I would read that. Again, this is Lenormand's. This is it's not the Celtic Lenormand. The Enchanted Lenormand. These are extras from the Enchanted Lenormand. So 28 is, so that's an extra man card. 37, so there's only 36 cards in a Lenormand deck, so 37 will be just an extra. I think this is called the Fortune Teller maybe. And then 29, an extra lady card. Anaturian's our Lenormand deck. Claire de Lune, Lenormand. I keep having to look behind me to see what they're called. So extra women cards. So she included an extra woman and an extra man card, but I've got 2 man cards in my deck rather than a man and a woman, so both women cards are out of the deck. I think this is Under the Rose Lenormand or something like that, and this is an extra gentleman card who's called here. This is just a playing card deck, and this was an extra. I mean, this was just intended to be the back, so these are the backs of the cards, and it's just repeated, but I think this is a really nice moon card, so I'm including that. Some Joker cards from that same deck. Six of Coins from the Unfolding Path Tarot. Yeah, I don't know what this is from, but this is an Ace of Swords. We've got, let's see, 17, the Scholar. 17 would usually be the Star in Tarot, so I think this is maybe just from an Oracle deck, the Scholar. Ace of Pentacles. This is a Halloween deck. 3 of Cups from that same Halloween deck. Cups, yeah, Cups. This is from, oh, that's terrible. The names of all these decks are escaping me now. I think I've done alright so far remembering what most of them are. Let me see, can I find it on the shelves? No, but it's this deck. If it comes back to me, Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. That's it. I think this is just meant to be a wee bookmark, but it's actually quite a nice image. It has a nice wee Love overcomes all obstacles. A change in attitude is all it takes to turn things around. Trust in love's power. It will transform you and the one you love. All will soon clear. So I think that's quite nice. This is one of Chiro's decks. It's the Devil from one of his decks. I'm not 100% sure on which one. This is lovely Chris's, Chris and Ken's Hecatane Path Oracle. Is that what it's called? Oracle of the Hecatane Path. Not sure where this has come from. The whole mother loving spectrum. Six of Trees. I forget what deck this is from. This might be that Witch Sisters deck or something. King of Wands, no idea where this is from. It's not really focusing very well, is it? There we go. Knight of Pentacles, again not sure what this is from. Nine of Wands. This is the Star from the Mini Crow Tarot. Another card from Chris and Ken's deck, Hecatane Path. This is that same oracle that we had before, underneath it all. See, we've got an Eight of Wands from Chiro's deck, an Eight of Fire. This is an animal tarot. It's quite nice. Has a wee paragraph on it. These kind of decks. So I've got a Doreen Virtue one. It's a Angels one. Angel. I think it's just called Angels tarot cards. It has this kind of a wee paragraph. I find these kind of decks are quite good for. So like just for if you're reading for clients, for them to pull as clarifiers, because they can kind of just read what's on the card and they can get their own message. It kind of just involves them in the process a bit. A Tower card. Justice. We have a Hermit. So it's quite a good spread of cards actually on this. It's occurring to me. Like I'm not conscious of like any that are repeating themselves loads of times or anything. Six of Swords. Again, Chiro's deck. And Chris and Ken's Hecatane Path Oracle. Voices Magicae. Raising Power. We have a Page of Swords. A Three of Trees from what I think is the Witch Sisters Tarot, but I might need to be corrected on that. Strength. Eight of Cups. King of Skies. So I'm taking it this is like a King of Swords. A Three of Cups. And then finally a Two of Scepters, which Scepters I would probably read as Wands. So let me just pause and count them. So I've just counted these and there are 77 cards in this deck. What are the chances of that? Like one off of a tarot deck, and that is when I've decided that I'm going to do this and put them together and form a deck and see if it reads. So it's just incredibly synchronistic that that would happen when there happens to be 77, just just one off 78. So that's made me chuckle a wee bit. These are obviously going to be harder to shuffle because they're all different sizes. I've kind of like, when I've been counting them, I've been putting them in different piles just to start the shuffling process off. I'm just kind of just shuffling them very roughly. And I'll proceed now with the second part of the tag, which if anyone's doing this, you don't need to do this if you don't feel like it. I'm quite happy just seeing what extras people have got in their decks and stuff, or rather out with their decks, I suppose is the point, isn't it? Okay, so I won't ask a question, I'll just put 3 cards down and we'll see if we can get some form of reading from them. Okay, okay, so that was the first one. We've got the woman card. Let's see. The moon, no, not the moon, justice. And the scholar. Okay. So, how I would read this, so this is obviously relating to this person. The 28 and 29 in the Lenormand decks are usually indicative of people. So maybe this is indicating a certain person within my life. Maybe that's what that card coming up indicates. So this pertains to a specific person, and to me this is someone who is in the midst of study at the moment. They are, you know, going back to school or hitting the books in some way to try and find out more. They want more information, they're looking into stuff, they want to further their, you know, their knowledge. Given that the Justice card is coming up, it's probably something to do with, well, to me Justice talks about a lot of things, you know, we think of like, you know, when we say the word justice, we think the laws, you know, the laws of the land, the man-made laws and all that kind of a thing. It could be to do with that, but equally I also think of like the laws of nature, you know, the kind of a more scientific laws. So this reading appears to relate to someone who has gone back to school, or they're hitting the books, or they're in some way finding out more, they're expanding their knowledge on either the, you know, the legal system or the natural laws, or, you know, some sort of cause and effect type thing. They're looking into it more. Let's pull some more cards and see what we get. Okay, so we get this. It's about looking at the bigger picture. Okay, so maybe previously this person feels as though they've been quite narrow in their vision of a certain matter, and the scholarly aspect of it, the you know, the studying is about taking a step back and actually making a point and trying to see things holistically and as they actually are, rather than just this zoomed in approach that they've maybe had before. The Palace of Coins comes up. So palaces are meant to be these environments that, where the environment where we can express ourselves in that element. Now to me, that I kind of read the queens somewhat in that way. To me, the queens are nurturers, and they provide this environment where we feel safe to express ourselves in the element. Coins, earth, we're talking health, we're talking, you know, we're talking finances, we're basically talking everything that enables us to feel safe and secure in our everyday life. So taking I suppose zooming out and taking a more holistic view of that kind of a thing. So maybe this could relate to me, to be fair. So stuff that's happened recently in my life has made me think more about my health. It's made me think, well, you know, no one's guaranteed a tomorrow really. And in actual fact, I want to make sure that I do what I can to make sure that I'm here for as long as I can be, do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to take a more healthy approach to my health, as it were. So this could be me kind of a redoubling my efforts to get in shape and all that kind of stuff. And let's see, we'll end on this. So that's quite interesting, this card. At first I looked at it and I thought, right, well, they're all just kind of a praying, but then this almost has like a bit of a cat among the pigeons feel to it, you know? So maybe it's important that I do this. Maybe there's some issues that are going to come to light through me doing this, through me looking into this kind of a new pursuit. That, you know, that otherwise I wouldn't have known about. So there we go. That was just going to be a wee 3 card reading, and then we ended up reading more. But quite interesting, I thought. Let me know what you think. Excited to hear your video responses if you feel like doing them. I think I'm going to call this hashtag tarot extras, but you'll see in the video title what I'm calling it. So just go by whatever's in the title, because I'll need to check that no one's already used tarot extras. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. Take care, everyone, and I shall see you all later. Bye bye.